I was going to ask you about the recording stuff. Is this something that you've just kind of got into more recently, or have you been recording your own stuff for a long period of time? By that I mean, like, now that everybody, it's possible to have Pro Tools and it's possible to have a studio in your, you know, room, downstairs room or whatever it is. And it seems like more and more people are learning that trade. Is this something that
Yeah,
you've gotten good at over years, or something that you?
I I've gotten better at it over the years. I started out with tape. I
Yeah.
have to my left. There's a rack of Tascam D88s that
Cool.
I started out with. Those were the machines that I started off with.
Yeah.
I had a mixing desk that talked to those boards to
The
those
tape decks.
machines
Hmm.
and really well. I had ins and outs, so and Cosmo Matassa and Roberta Grace probably were the two people from the 2 Cent days, C Saint Studios, that were very instrumental in getting me involved with putting
Yeah.
the information on tape. So my very first record was recorded in Ultrasonic Studios, that Rounder record release. But every record, the five or six, I think I'm no, this might be six that's coming out now.
Hmm.
The five records after that were all recorded up here in the studio, up here
Great.
on the
I mean,
third floor of my home.
wonderful. I mean, that's it's funny. Like, I worry to a certain degree about, like, the classic studios, where you go in and you pay your time and all that stuff. But at the same time, how great is it that people are able to do this kind of stuff with knowledge and a laptop? And I mean, honestly, sometimes you can't even tell where it was. It's like such a
Well,
well-made record. You couldn't tell it was like one person in a tiny little room like this built in a garage
right.
making it happen.
Well, I think the fact that once you learn what your machinery can do, once you
Hmm.
learn what the machinery can do, and you learn the saturation uh, process
Hmm.
of how much you can put onto that tape without distortion.
Hmm.
Um, I think as after once you get that part done, the rest of it is easy. I've found that it's simpler for me to put less information on in the digital world, and because I can gain it up later.
Hmm.
But in a tape world, you know, you put less information on it, and the more you gain it, the more hits you got.
Yeah.
The more at top end stuff.
Yep.
So in the old days, the tape you had to bury, try and bury that signal to the tape as hot as you can get it.
Yeah. Just as close to that red line, but without
Yeah,
going over.
right.
Yeah.
And but in the digital world, you don't have to worry about that. So I mean, I don't try and go for red lights in digital. I might go for 2 or 3 dB below a red light in the digital world, just because I know I can always bring it up.
You can move it around.